When I was 20 years old, I went from having $17,000 to negative $3,000 in 6 months. But how did I do that? You see, after almost a year and a half of working two jobs, landscaping and a restaurant job, I accumulated $17,000. It was during the pandemic, so I couldn't really go out and spend any of it. So I just kept putting it aside. I remember when I had 10,000, I sent a screenshot to my mom saying, "Mom, look how much money this is. This is insane." Then once I got to 17,000, I wanted to reward myself with something. I wanted to buy something. I was tired from the jobs. I was working so hard and I didn't have no payoff, let's say. Having the money there for me wasn't enough. I needed to spend it. So I bought a car. Yep, I wanted a car, I guess. I wanted something fancy, something nice, either a Challenger, a Charger, but instead I found a BMW. When I was scrolling through Facebook Marketplace, found this beautiful BMW. I messaged the owner. 2 or 3 days later, met up with him, saw the car, instantly fell in love. He let me drive it, of course. I drove it. It had the Sports Plus, the push to start button, leather seats, blue brake pads. I don't even know about cars, but whatever I saw, I loved it. I never had it myself. I needed this car. I wanted this car. We negotiated from $19,000 to $17,000, which was all the money I had. He told me the car would be ready in 2 weeks. I told him I had the money in 2 weeks. I didn't tell my friends, my parents, my coworkers. I didn't tell nobody but myself. I had to pick up the car at a mechanic shop, which had fixer uppers on the side. Once I met with the guy, I gave him the money. The title wasn't even in his name. It was all somebody he had bought the car off for. But that didn't stop me. I went along with the transaction. I gave him the money. He gave me the keys. And I drove home straight away, put it in a Sports Plus, drove it, and instantly, light sensor on the dashboard. Called the mechanic. He says to bring it back to him, and then he'd fix it for free. After weeks of waiting, he'd fix the car and get it back. And for 6 months, it was that the whole time. He'd fix it. Something would happen, I'd bring it back, he'd fix it for free again. Problem would happen until he stopped answering the phone. And now I was left with a car that I couldn't fix and $3,000 owed to a credit card. And I didn't have any money to fix my car or to pay off this debt. I went from having so much money that I didn't know what to do with to having no money and not knowing how to make money again to pay this off. So I put the car up for sale. After a couple days to a week having it up, I sold it for $9,500. Yes, $7,500 less than what I had bought it for 6 months ago. I was embarrassed, couldn't believe what had just happened, but I also felt a relief from that car. With the $9,500, I paid off $3,000 in debt. I paid off the $1,300 left on the insurance for my truck. And then the $5,000, I left it in a savings account as an emergency fund. So now I was at zero, but with a lot of lessons learned. One of them was money or the car didn't change how people looked at me, how they acted towards me, my family, my friends. They knew me as goofy, silly Hernan, who they always loved and who I always am and will be. They didn't care about my car. Yeah, they saw it was nice. They didn't look at me differently though. This is the cliche one. Of course, money does not buy happiness. If you spend it the right way, maybe. I spent it the wrong way and I was not happy. Number 3, do not go into debt. Do not spend more than you make. Do not spend more than you have. I had 17, I crushed it to zero. I had to register the vehicle with a credit card. So I'm at -1. That's $18,000 spent like that in a day when I worked a year or 2 to make that hard-earned money. And the last lesson I learned was just to be patient. Things will come at the right time. When I'm ready to buy something, now I will buy it, and know that I will never want to relive that situation ever again, knowing I have no money to even fill up my car, let alone pay off my rent or get food for the next day and eat out with my friends. Be patient. Thank you.